All right, hello. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I'll type it in the chat as well. Okay, beautiful. I guess my chat is a little delayed. So, a lot of people have been asking about what's going on with the dip today, and I wanted to put forth a catalyst for what I believe can be a possible sell off. And for those of you who are invested in AMC, you know that yesterday, well, today, I guess yesterday, Monday, was the end of the third quarter where investors and hedge funds, like if you're not, satisfied and you wanted to request your money back prior to the end of the year, you could do so by yesterday. And that would make that's pretty much for underperforming hedge funds. So technically speaking, we know that hedge funds kind of operate like banks with leverage, anywhere from 8 to 12 times the amount of money that they have. They take your money and they invest it immediately. So what does that mean? That means that if a large number of investors say that we want to move our money because you're not meeting our expectations, hedge funds have to liquidate positions. So you'll see that across like the S&P 500, across the market in general, and of course crypto will be affected as well because we know institutions are heavily invested, especially in the top 10 cryptocurrencies. So in my opinion, I believe that um, a large number of people were requested their money back from hedge funds and they were forced to liquidate some of their long positions in order to come up with the cash in order to be able to cash these people out. So, and I spoke on this yesterday for those of you that are on my Discord. I spoke on this yesterday, and that seems to be the case today. And we did get a rise out of AMC as well, which is good. So both of those things are right on track with what I expected for today. Okay. I'm going to read some of these questions. Let's see. Healthy pullback, buying opportunity, also profit takers, all normal. Absolutely. Yeah, don't bull run over. I don't necessarily believe that the bull run is over, but there's a lot of retail money in that's changing the cycles. And of course, with the shockwaves from like the pandemic, the job numbers, there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets right now. So, but I don't necessarily believe that the bull run is over. We can possibly have another 6 months or so before we start seeing harsh corrections. I'm very bullish on the crypto market in general. We just hit a new all-time high as far as for crypto market cap this week. We are now at roughly $3 trillion, which is phenomenal when you take into effect the time frame. I mentioned this on a chat and in a video today. It took 12 years to get to $1 trillion. It took 18 months to get to $2 trillion, and it took less than 10 to get to $3 trillion. The crypto market is growing very rapidly, and this is why for people who are early investors, they're going to be rewarded greatly over the course of the next decade. It's kind of like buying Coca-Cola or something like that in 1920. Like you're going to be rewarded over the course of time. How low do you think Doge will dip? We've shown strong resistance. I believe the lowest we've dipped so far was around 16 cents. We've shown strong resistance around the 19 cents. That 25 cents level is very strong. Historically speaking, it wouldn't be out of character if Doge dipped down to around 12 cents, historically speaking. But with the amount of volume that starts coming in, and once we get around the 20 cents range and below, it's looking like that's unlikely that it'll go that low. But historically speaking, it can dip down to 12 cents, but it hasn't gotten anywhere near that based off of the volume that we see come in once we get below that 20 cents mark. Doge loan Mars. I think that I looked at it briefly. I think that it can have a run. It's not something as of right now that I will hold long term, but it's possible that it can have a run. Most of these new cryptos, they have a run roughly around like 8 to 11 months after they come out. So if you can get an early position on it, it can prove profitable um, within the next 8 to 11 months, basically. But as of right now, I don't see a reason to hold it long term. But if you get in early enough, I believe you can turn a profit because most of these coins are running, they're pretty much on a cycle. So once the community gets around it and you can get a great pump, you can certainly make money on it. I would need to see a catalyst or something that they're building in order for me to say that it's a long-term investment or for something for me to get behind other than just saying it's a cash grab. But you can certainly make money on it. Let's see. So I'm going to stroll up, read some of these questions. Don't tell me today you guys were panicked about that dip. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. Is Shiba worthy investment or a trap? Elon's going to pump $1 trillion in Doge over the next few months. When it comes to Shiba, I don't believe the run in Shiba is over just yet. I wouldn't say it's a trap because when you have a community around something that believes in it, that's ultimately where the value comes from. So Shiba is actually growing very rapidly right now, and I can't say that it won't have another run. Again, Adam Aaron, he mentioned it today, and he said that they're going to do something with BitPay to accept it. So Shiba, and just looking at the volume and the numbers around it, I believe that Shiba is going to still have some all-time highs ahead of it. Yeah, I think Elon's going to do some great things with Doge, even just with his investments, his companies. I think that Elon's going to have he's already played a very fundamental part in building the community and growing. So I think Elon's going to do phenomenal things in the future with Doge. This is a Doge only stream. Yeah, I just named it after Doge because I know most of the people on my channel follow me because of Doge, but I do talk about other things. So yeah, you can, if you have something specific about AMC, I'll answer it. Since the hedge funds are selling off, like you spoke on AMC, you should see some nice moves, correct? Well, yeah, well, it really just depends off of how much money they have and capital they have to raise to pay the investors. Now, it could be unrelated, but yesterday I said that not yesterday, but Sunday I said that if we saw companies like the S&P 500 and a lot of positions that we know the hedge funds are long on, I believe that we can see a push downward on a lot of on the overall market, and especially the top 10 cryptos. So maybe they need more money, maybe they don't. I don't know. We'll have to kind of see tomorrow, and if we still get a downward trend, then I can certainly say that's what's going on, and they're raising capital to pay out the investors that put in their requests yesterday that wanted to move their money. But as far as for nice moves, the nicest move is if you have any of these stocks that you want to get in on or that you felt were overvalued, this is the time that you want to be, swooping in and picking up those stocks, those cryptos. Always take advantage of the dips. You make more money on a dip before the bull run than you do trying to time it. What's your Dogecoin year-end prediction? I would like to see us break through that 33 cents ceiling right now without a major catalyst. We're building up a lot of momentum at the 25 cents level. So at the end of the year, if we break that 33 cents, I believe that there's nothing stopping us from going over 50. We have a little bit of resistance, like around the 43 mark. But I would love to see us over 50 cents. Anywhere over 50 cents, I'll be happy. Because that's why I'm aggressively telling people that they should be buying right now at 25 cents, because after the 33 cent ceiling, there's very little resistance at around the 43 cents, and there's a great chance that we're going to go over 50, which will be a 100% return for those who are buying at 25 cents and below right now. So that would make me happy. Sorry, I'm huge fan, man. Thank you for your words of encouragement. My current Dogecoin count, I'll have to add them up, but I know I'm around like 700,000, I want to say. So I purchased some. My first Dogecoin, I think, was January 28th. I posted a screenshot when I first got into Doge, and I've been spreading them out because obviously those are on Robinhood, and I stopped buying on Robinhood like a while back, but I'd say overall I'm somewhere between 700 and a million throughout all my platforms. Also, I hope the move was a nice transition. Yeah, well, it was a rough transition, but everything's sorted out now. I'm just happy to be back and speaking with you guys. Do I think Ethereum will pass Bitcoin in the next 5 to 10 years? I highly doubt it. So can I take a look at a relatively new project, RMRK? I'll put it on my list to look at. NFT-based crypto. I put it on my list to look at, and I'll probably go live again tomorrow, and I'll bring it up, make it a part of my top 10 or something. I like 33 cents now that you say that. A good amount of doggy coins. Yeah, no, I'm happy with my my Doge count. Like as of right now, if it dips below 20 cents, I'm a buyer. So I've been very strategic about my entries. So if it dips below like 20 cents, then I'm a buyer, because I have a lot at around 2-5 cents, and like again, coin count matters the most. So I'm not like, I'm not like in love with my DCA or anything, but I'm just strategic about my entries. Is it true that Elon supported Doge because his employees at Tesla were invested, so he did it to support them? That's what I heard. I can't say that I've seen him post it or I've seen a video, but I have heard that story as well. And based off everything that I'm seeing, I don't see. I believe it can possibly have some truth to it. I think that even with the Elon and just the position that he's in, he doesn't have a reason. He didn't have a reason to just like randomly pick Dogecoin. So for him to come out and say it's the people's currency and get behind it, I can certainly see it having a deeper meaning and it being connected to people that he cares about. You're awesome. I don't think I'll throw out my actual holdings. You build trust very well. Thank you. Yeah, that's actually the first time I've given like a range on my holdings. I typically don't do that. So that is actually the first time I've ever said anything, because typically on my positions, I'll mark my entries, but I never give out like my actual ranges. So don't go chasing waterfalls. Is it true Doge has lower transaction fees compared to what? If you're talking about Shiba, yes. And I want to take the opportunity while I have you guys on here. What are some things that I can do better to improve and better serve you? because I ultimately consider YouTube a service because I'm going to have my own opinions and do my research regardless. But when I choose to make something public, I'm putting it out there, and obviously it's subject to feedback. So I wanted to I always continuously check in just to let you guys know that I am listening, and let me know what I can do to improve the channel. How can I best serve you? Some things you want to see from me, and I'll see if I can make that happen for you. I hold Doge, and in between Robinhood and all of the lies that have been told, Doge is dead. Let's see. Hold Doge in between Robinhood and all the lies that have been told, Doge is dead. Okay, I'm not, maybe that's worded wrong. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Are you saying that Doge is dead, or that you are still holding despite the lies and what's going on with Robinhood? Did you say TA? Do some TA. I've done some TA. I can do some more. Absolutely. I missed the first part. Can you recap? First part of what? Because the first 35 minutes of this was just the screen playing for Doge. I was just talking in the chat. Did you say Shiba has less transaction fees than Doge? No, Doge has less transaction fees than Shiba. Doge and David to the moon. Thank you. Yeah. And also, by the way, so if any of you are new to the channel and have found value in anything I said, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. I've made it a personal goal of mine to surpass, or at least be at, 40,000 subscribers by December 31st. So I appreciate all of you. If you find value and you haven't subscribed yet, yeah, please just hit the subscribe button, and you can always change your mind later. What do I think about Elon? I don't know, is that a coin, or you mean Elon the person? Graphs and chart, big screen circled in videos in reference to other trends. That's be cool. Okay. Yeah, I've done some of that today. I guess you're saying do more, or oh wow, I got a lot of comments at the same time. Hold on. Do you still think Doge is going up sooner or later? Absolutely. With all due respect, I think you should change your background because it looks pretty empty. Just my suggestion. Yeah, I typically have something in my background. I just moved and I haven't decided what I'm going to put up yet. I usually have like a Elon, or like my $100 bill, or my stock chart. Thinking about maybe doing something new. I'll probably do that tomorrow before my next video, actually. But thank you. I just wonder how much Doge you're holding. All the numbers are blurry. Watching this on my phone. Yeah, those aren't my. Well, I'm actually logged into my account, but this isn't my like my actual holding. It's just pretty much tracking Dogecoin. So it's just giving you numbers for previous highs, 52-week lows, and stuff like that. Let's see. Yeah, I believe Elon will take Doge one day for Tesla. Yeah, absolutely. I feel very confident that he'll accept Doge for Tesla. And I think that the community should do, if Elon isn't, I believe he probably, because I know he hasn't disclosed how much money he actually has invested in Doge, but I think if Tesla, the company, and all that could be a whale for Doge, I think it'll be very beneficial. Is there a way I could collaborate with DCA or Crypto Russ? Would be good to see. And I can take a look at their channels and reach out. I actually don't know who that is, but I can take a look at their channels and reach out. I said I was going to work on doing some collaborations this year, so that's something I can certainly take a look at. Baby Pitbull is mooning right now. I wouldn't even doubt it. Yeah, I'm waiting on that Rottweiler coin. I've been subscribed to the channel for a while now. Very informative channel. I have to get back to work now. Thank you, John. I appreciate you jumping on, especially while you're at work. That means a lot. Have a good night, man. Should I wait a year or a day for the long-term investment tax rate? That seems the way I'm going to keep me from panicking. A year and a day. I mean, you can wait a year and a day, I guess, to be safe. But when you do they're going to send you you'll be able to see, you should be able to check your entries from your buys and kind of get an idea. But if you want to wait a year and a day just to be safe, yeah, that's fine. Especially if you've already hit your target. So there's nothing wrong with that. What's your thoughts on sundial growers? How high can they grow? I was on sundial earlier this year. I can't say how high it can go because there's been a lot of pumps and momentum that goes into these stocks, especially after they get a small amount of momentum. They pretty much overshoot their equilibrium. So I can't, in good faith, give you a range that it can go. But I'll say if you're swinging it and you're not long term, I'd say don't be afraid to take profits, especially anything at 20% or greater. So just hedge your losses and don't be greedy with those. But I can't, in good faith, give you a range on that. The flash crash, I explained it earlier, but pretty much I believe that hedge funds are liquidating to come up with the cash to pay out investors that wanted to move their money from, underperforming portfolios. That's it in a short-term form. It's really no one's business how many Doge. You need a Doge house. Baby Put Bull is going to have a run by now and put the profits in the Doge corner. I think you should crop your background with the green screen and just crop it yourself. Yeah, I'm going to change. I'm going to change my background. So I promise I don't typically have a blank background, but I just moved and I have not. That's one of the reasons I think I went like 6 days or something without posting. I was like ordering furniture and I couldn't find like my lights and it was just chaos. But I promise I'll have something in my background. Your background display is unimportant. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Is Robinhood holding off on the wallet so people won't leave? In my opinion, I believe that's the case. And financially speaking, they better not release that wallet until they start selling cheap. So that way they can kind of have that exchange of communities and exchange of profit. So in my opinion, I believe that is exactly what's going on. Can you explain the difference between long and short? Holding or like a position? There's a couple things that it can translate several different ways, especially if you're talking about actually shorting a position. But long is what I consider like 5 years or greater. Short is, well, for me, short, I like to say short is something like a year or less. But maybe like a middle ground would be like a year or more. Or if I took a large position and it didn't work out how I want it to, and I have to average down, or if I believe there's a catalyst that's going to push it sooner, then I can say I'm long on this position. But long and short typically have to do with the time frames that you're investing in a crypto or a coin. A long on like a stock or something can pretty much mean that you're going to believe that it's going to appreciate over time. If you're talking about shorting a stock, that pretty much means that you think that the stock or crypto is overvalued, and you're going to pretty much take a wager that it's going to go the opposite direction. And depending on some variables in there, your losses can be unlimited with that, and you can really screw yourself. So I'm just answering all of them, but I'm not sure what did you mean by long and short exactly, but that's a long and short in a nutshell. DC is a spotlight run by Invest Answers. Okay. Baby Walmart. Congratulations. Thank you. Pitbull Lab Coin. Yeah, Pitbull Lab, maybe a little Shih Tzu, Doberman coins, all that. Yeah, they're all going to the moon. Snoop dropped a music video with the Doge dog dressed up in space with him. Okay, I didn't know that. Thanks, Ryan. Price action trading. Okay. I guess that's part of the suggestions. Okay. I appreciate that. I'll put that on my list as well. Let's see. I get a chance to look in the family. No, I have not. Don't long and short. Put in your buy and sell orders at whatever levels, but the whales can. Hedges that feed the probable dose to 5 can run you either way. Happy holidays. Elon coin, again, coins like that, you can get a pump off of them, but if it doesn't have a catalyst or actual large community around it, just be very careful. Typically, those coins pump, especially newer ones, they'll pump around like 8 to 11 months. So if you get in earlier enough, you can certainly see some profit, but it's not something I would hold or invest a lot of money into, just because when you have these coins that are popping up like that, typically they're going to be cash grabs. So just be careful. What other stocks, cryptos do you follow? As far as stocks, I'm big on a lot of the bigger ones: Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, of course. Cryptos, I did a video on my crypto positions. I've added some as well, but I have obviously Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, ADA, some Shiba as well. Those are, and I have a little bit of Safe Moon, and I'm probably going to take a larger position. Robinhood can't do wallets because people will bleed their highest grossing revenue source by moving it out of Robinhood. And that is a fact. What are your thoughts on the AMC and when would the MOAS start? As far as for the short squeeze, as far as when it's starting, I hate putting like dates and time frames on things. I know people like to every week. It's like this week this is going to hit, or this week it's going to squeeze, or this week and I honestly I hate that. That's why I don't do that with Doge, because I hate doing that. I'll share what I see in like a chart and give like a reason for it, but I can't. There's nothing I can point to that's going to say or give me good reason to believe that Dogecoin is going to squeeze in the next. That AMC is going to squeeze in, the next week or two. There's nothing I can point to. As far as for how high it will go, even with a lot of the stocks that we've seen over the past few weeks, the amount of halting that they would do, even with GameStop, the things that they would do to kind of correct the price, it's difficult. But I do believe that even with them doing some funny business, I think that you can see AMC in the 5-figure range for sure. 6 figures, 7 figures, all that kind of stuff. I don't believe that's going to happen. I don't believe they're going to allow that to happen. But I believe we can certainly get into 5 figures, 4 to 5 figures. 5 figures being the absolute best, but 4 figures, I believe, is kind of, unless they do something really foul, I believe 4 figures will kind of be easily done. Is Doge going to make it to $1 after this crash? I can't say after this crash, but I do believe that we're going to see Doge over $1. Crypto market's booming. rising tides raise all boats. So just get your positions, because after each cycle, we see the coins get pushed up. So it's a lot of people that were saying that didn't want to buy at 10 cents because they said it was going to go back to 2. And we see where it is now. So after these cycles, when they repeat, you get higher all-time lows. You get higher lows. So it's possible in the next cycle you may not see 25 cents again, and then everybody will come to the realization that 25 cents is a quarter. What was I thinking? Why was I not purchasing this thing at a quarter? So I can't say that it'll be after this crash, but I can say that I do believe, and if you believe that this is a long-term investment, it has the benefits, and it has the catalyst to reach higher levels. I think that you should be aggressive with your coin count right now. Let's see. I wish I was smart enough to buy some of the smaller new coins. And you can just be strategic. Most of these coins are not going. Most of these new coins that we see popping up right now are not going to exist in a few years. So just be strategic. I think Webull is just as bad. Any platform that doesn't have personal wallets is against you. Yeah, I actually don't own. I don't own any Dogecoin on Webull, but I do own a lot of stocks on Webull. I was using Webull even before I even got a following on YouTube. Webull, as far as for me, it provides enough information for me to track my investments, like my RSI, my MACDs, my stock tickers. If I need to see if there's a sell wall or how much it takes to break it, it just gives me a lot that I can't get on like Robinhood. But I do have other accounts like E-Trade and stuff like that. But I don't own any Doge on Webull actually. But this is one of my accounts that I actually log into every day. So I just used it for this video. What's with the pullback? Yep, pullback. I believe hedge funds are liquidating to cash out investors. Monday was the last day that they could do it and get a cash out this year. So hedge funds do the same thing they do with banks, which is spend your money as soon as they get it, basically. So if they need to come up with a large amount of money, they have to liquidate a long position. So I believe that's why we're seeing pullbacks, not just in crypto, but across the markets as well, so across the stock market. So that, in my opinion, can be a catalyst. We'll know tomorrow for sure. That's how I purchased them. I haven't figured it out yet. It really just depends on which one. I've posted like how to do like safe moon and stuff like that, but typically you can, if you're interested in a certain coin, you can typically find some sources or videos on how to get that coin. So really, each one has different processes, and it may not convert all the way, or you may have to buy into another coin and kind of trade for it. So it just really depends. Will I ever be all crypto and never hold USD? Use Bitcoin arms, but pay just released. Will I ever not hold the US dollar? Possibly. I mean, if it goes to hell, then I'm not like, I'm more so concerned about protecting my wealth. But with the record amount of inflation that we're having year over year, month over month, it's possible. And again, I'm not like, I don't believe any investor should be emotionally attached to the dollar, because if the dollar crashed or if it went away or went to hyperinflation, they would create a new currency and they would call it something else. I'm not like attached to it. I'm not saying that, oh my God, what am I going to trade into? Every country, every currency eventually hyperinflates and goes to zero and then make another one. So it's not, I wouldn't be like freaking out or anything. Probably at that transition that there would be a lot of chaos, but it wouldn't bother me that if I had to only hold crypto or other means of exchange. What was that? AA fund? What? Hello. If you're into mana, make sure you get some property before lots get too expensive. Yeah, I own a few lots actually. I posted a few videos. I think what's happening with the SEC and XRP will affect crypto as a whole. Yeah, I believe that not this year because I know that Congress and the SEC, they're getting ready to take their long vacations, but I believe we're going to get some serious regulation next year on crypto. So I know they're watching it very closely and will possibly get some insight on there being like a Fed coin or something. But absolutely, you can best believe that we're going to have some, we're going to hear from the SEC and see what those effects are going to be within the next 12 months. When will SafeMoon become available to buy on more platforms? Pretty much when it becomes more popular. So the issue is when you have things like a Dogecoin or even like a Shiba or something like that, I know it's a hassle to trade into other coins just to purchase them, but that's going to be where the greatest returns are. Because once you get like a Robinhood and all that kind of stuff listing your coin, they're not going to take the risk to do it unless it's already popular. So I'm not saying that it can't boom. Obviously, there will be have more access to people, and so you can catch another wave. But the people that were in with all the zeros and like they literally catch their wave from like the ground floor, they're going to do so before it gets onto a major platform. So I think that that's going to be a big catalyst to do so. So I think that that's going to help a lot of people. And if you catch it early enough, you can make a great return. So I think that's promising. Let's see. Everyone give a thumbs up. Absolutely. Yeah, give the video a thumbs up if you haven't. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'm shooting for 40,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So that'll be a great Christmas present for me and the channel. So I appreciate all of you. Let's see. I didn't know that Mr. Beast was doing a charity event that allowed people to clean up beaches with Doge. No, I did not know that. Biden signed the $1 trillion infrastructure an hour ago. Yeah, I'm gonna because I know I looked at it like a couple of days ago. I'm gonna have to see the exact details in there. But if depending on where the money is coming from, it's not necessarily going to stop the inflation, because that's the biggest thing I'm concerned with is the inflation that we're seeing right now. We had in October, we had the highest inflation since 1990. So for me, when we see government injections of money, that typically means that that money has to be paid back, and it's just very alarming for me. So I think that it's roads and bridges aren't going to solve it, but I'll take a closer look at it and see how the money is going to be spent and see what changes were made, and I'll be able to better address it. Okay. So it's been on for like an hour. I'm going to, let's all share one of David's videos with 3 friends each. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate you. I appreciate you greatly. Let's see. So with that, I asked you guys, what can I do better? You said more technical analysis, so I can certainly do that. I'm going to get back into doing lives. I know I started like right before I moved, so I'm going to start back doing that. So I appreciate that, the feedback. So I'll do that to further correct myself and improve so that I can better serve you all. With that, I'm going to allow the chat to play a little bit longer before I close out, and we'll go from there. So I appreciate all of you. Have a good night, and until next time.